Hey guys, so I thought I would do something very fun and just kind of throw in a random video throughout the week, just giving some tips and tricks for starting the keto diet. It could be something as random as top 5 snacks. It could be as random as top 5 meals, top 5 drinks, just top 5 tips in general on intermittent fasting. Today, I'm going to do the top 5 recommended tips of starting keto your first week. So let's go ahead and jump right into them. The number one, and it's the most important, I would believe, of starting the keto diet is mindset. So everybody wants to lose weight. Nobody ever said that they don't want to be healthy. Who really truly doesn't want to be healthier? And sometimes people start keto or low carb diet eating, not specifically to lose weight, but for its health benefits of detoxing your body, your organs, of just being a better and healthier you, which is perfectly fine. But mindset is the biggest key. If you don't know the real reason as to why you even want to lose the weight and the real efforts that it takes in acknowledging that, then this diet is not going to work for you, or this specific lifestyle is not going to work for you. Mindset of knowing that you literally have to work for what you want. It's no different than any other life effort or life dream. You can't just expect to get the results without working for them, literally. And by working, you have to work on knowing what you're going to eat, work on saying no, work on knowing when the time is to actually say you're hungry, you're not hungry, the willpower. It literally is a mind effort. If you can control yourself when it comes to the meals that you want to eat and know the things and the processes it takes, then you will be successful eating this way. If you just want to do this because it's a trend and you see a lot of people lose weight, it wasn't easy for them. I can guarantee you, everybody has temptations. I have temptations all the time. You know how many times my husband goes and gets donuts or goes and gets my favorite place to eat, goes and gets pizza or takeout. Like, I love all those things, and my biggest temptation lives with me, and I see him every day. I also work in a corporate office where we're constantly having potlucks. We're having food days. I want to get in on those food days, but I can't. I have to tell myself no. And that's going to be one of those things, is that you have to know that you want to do this for you, not just because it's a trend, not because you hear that it works, because it does work, but you have to mentally work for it. So number one is to have the mindset. Number two is to cut habits, and it also goes along with the mindset. If you know that you're a soda drinker, and although there are keto alternatives to drinking sodas, you want to deprive yourself from that. Don't drink any sodas the first week, or even the second week, or even the first month, if you can go that long. Baby steps. So do what works for you. If you want to slowly transition, I recommend at least cutting off the sodas in general. If you go from drinking Coca-Colas and Pepsis and Mountain Dews and Dr. Peppers all the time, and then you say, I think tomorrow I'm going to start keto, hey, I can have a diet version of it. It's not going to help, because you're still going to have that mindset that I can have sodas. Just like the keto world and the regular carb eating world, habits are habits. So if you have a habit of drinking soda a lot, more than likely you're going to be excessively drinking soda in keto form, and it's just not healthy. So cut out the bad habits. If it's soda, if it's what are some other bad habits? I know some people like to snack a lot, although snacking is good. If you snack too much, again, it can create a plateau. You won't see any movement on the scale. You have to know what your habits are and your triggers, and just because you can find an alternative to them doesn't mean you can eat as many or as much as you want of it. They have keto donuts. They have keto cupcakes. They have keto cheesecake. Yes, guys, it's one of the perks, but again, those are treats. Just like a regular carb eating, those are treats. You do not want to excessively eat those all the time. So that would be number two, is cutting out your bad habits. If you know that you're tempted to do it just while you're going through the keto flu and you're trying to transition into lower carb eating, I would stop with the bad habits, specifically the ones that you know are going to make you slip and probably go back to eating carbs anyways. So That would be my tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to immediately knowing your sugars, the ingredients to stay away from. Part of starting keto is you want to make sure that you are putting things in your mouth that are as healthy and as organic and as simplex as possible. There are a lot of people that don't understand all the ingredients that are on your label, and more than likely, if it has a lot of ingredients, then it's probably not great for you, or it probably isn't keto. Usually sticking to products that are as little to very minor ingredients, the better. For example, peanut butter. If you take a look at a jar of peanut butter, oh my goodness, you would think it's just peanuts, butter, and sugar, right? No. Like, there are so many things that are added into peanut butter that you have no idea. Number 1, you want to stay away from regular sugars, but number 2, you want the ingredients that just say peanuts and salt. That's it. And you can make peanuts with just peanuts and salt. So be very mindful of looking at your ingredients. The less processed it is, the better. So try to stick to whole foods. When you're in the grocery store, look at the outer barriers. Anything that's within the middle of the aisles, it's probably not good for you. You want your vegetables. You want your healthy meats. You want your healthy cuts. You want the dairy. Anything that's on the outer layers, that's where you want to go with. Stay away from processed foods. Pay attention to the ingredients. If you guys want a little tip or trick of the stuff to stay away from, I can send you one of the most important ingredients, or I can just put that in another video for a later date. But pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth. Tip number 4. Number 4, I feel like it should be up there at the very top. However, we'll kind of slim this one down a little bit more. And that is to just write it out. Your first week of keto, and I guess this goes along with the mindset thing. The first week of keto, you're going to go into the keto flu. More than likely, when your body is switching from having carbs all the time to reducing the amount of carbs, or even having sugars and then reducing to no sugars and having natural plant-based sugars, you're going to get some withdrawals. And that's fine. That's perfectly normal, just like any other thing that you would try to consume that you're not used to it, you're going to feel a little different. And this is your body naturally detoxing itself. And that's a great thing, because when you go through some of these symptoms of the keto flu, you know that your body's starting to get in fat burning mode. You know your body's starting to kick into ketosis, and it's doing its thing so it can switch its drive that it's normally doing and then rotate and do a whole other whirlwind. So, ketosis, being in the keto flu, is a real thing. You will get headaches. You will get cramps. Sometimes you get keto rashes. It will surpass. So just get through it. Stick to it. The first week is always hard. And even if you're not doing keto, if you're doing low carb, or if you're doing paleo or vegan or vegetarian, whatever diet, your body is going to go through the withdrawals, because it's used to you for such a long period of time giving it a specific thing, and now you're telling it no. So you have to just mentally prepare yourself for that the first week will subside. You will get through it. It will be okay. All right, so last tip number 5, keep yourself hydrated. Water, water, water. I can't say this enough. Water. Again, like any other diet, you do not want to snack all the time. You want to sustain the water in your body to not only fulfill you, but also to give you the electrolytes that you need. So a little fun fact while on keto, because you're only reducing to 20 carbs a day, your body will retain water by every carb that you consume. Now, think, for somebody who's used to consuming 100 to 300 carbs a day, yes, that's how much carbs people typically eat, is from 100 to 300 carbs a day. Even 100 is very low. That's like somebody who's calorie counting kind of low. But let's just say 300. So let's just say you obtain an ounce to 30 ounces of water for every carb that you eat. Let's just say, stereotypically. Can you imagine how much water your body is holding? Now, whenever you reduce your amount of carbs that you're eating, guess what? You're not retaining that much water. So yes, your first week, a lot of water will come out, and it will be water weight your first week of weight loss. But you still need to sustain the water that's in you, and you need to make sure that your electrolytes are up also, so that way it can reduce the amount of symptoms of your keto flu. A lot of times people get cramps, they get dehydrated, and water is good for you. It's great. So you want to make sure that you're having your minimum intake of water a day. Every person is different. Some people usually try to stick to the 8x8 rule, so it's 64 ounces of water a day. If you can get in a gallon, then great. I always try to shoot for at least 60, so I know I'm not having anything less than, and I know I'm having something minimal. Now, water intake can come several ways. One, just drinking plain water. Two, it could be from carbonated waters like sparkling water. Make sure it's unsweetened, no sugar in it. That's also a great alternative to your soda kick that you want to get out of the way. Green tea is good. Again, unsweetened brewed tea is another good way to get your water in. Some people try to go to Crystal Light and like the little Mio drops and stuff like that to try to get their water in. If that's what works for you the first day, then great, fine, especially if you're not a big water drinker. But be very mindful that there's a lot of ingredients and a lot of chemically processed things in those little drops. If you are going to get a Mio drop, I recommend getting the one with the green label. Again, it has to have a green label or a green top. That will be made with stevia. Those are also very minimal. They're keto friendly. All of the other Mios usually have aspartame in them, which is chemically made sugar. You want to stay away from that. Although it doesn't really affect your blood sugar level, again, starting off, if that's what works for you, then that's what works for you. But just kind of keep all of those tips in mind. Hopefully that was able to help you guys. Sorry this video is a little bit long. I will tune in again with another 5 recommendations. I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.